Hi, happy Friday. I'm Jennifer from the Somerset County Family Community Health Science Department, and we're here in the kitchen today making air fryer arancini balls, known as rice balls. All month, right? All month we're back to school. We're going to be talking about meal prepping and meal planning ideas. I know in my family our schedules are crazy. I don't even think we sat down once after Tuesday together for dinner because we were on the go. So today's tip is using leftover rice and using our air fryer to cut down on the fat. So you kind of got two tips. Here's an air fryer recipe, but then something you can reinvent your leftovers into a brand new dish. And this is super quick and super simple. You can use all the ingredients that you have in your pantry. So I have 1 cup of rice. And it's been chilled in the refrigerator, so if you have rice chilled in the refrigerator, sometimes it congeals together. Just take your fork and just break it up so all the pieces are nice and loose. And what we're going to do is, I've already melted 1 tablespoon of butter, so we're gonna add that on there. And we're gonna do about 1/3 cup of Parmesan cheese. Parmesan cheese makes everything taste yummy. And I like to sprinkle a little bit of Italian seasoning. Sometimes people will put this in the breadcrumb. I like to just add a little bit, or if you have oregano, just put a little bit inside the rice. It just gives it a nice flavor. Now you can make plain rice balls. I love adding little petite peas in my rice balls. It's a great way to incorporate a little bit of veggies, where we're always trying to look for ways to incorporate more fruits and vegetables into our diet. So I just have a handful of frozen, they're already defrosted, handful of peas I'm throwing in there as well. So that's gonna be our inside mixture. Then I have 1 egg with a dash of water, that's my egg wash, and I'm using whole wheat seasoned breadcrumbs. This really gives it a flavorful and a nice coating on the rice ball. You can use a combination of breadcrumbs and panko because you do want it to be crisp, but I found using the whole wheat, it's really perfect. And then you want to also have like a large plate or a large baker so that you can put your rice balls in here after we roll them. Okay, hands are washed, rings are off, and we're gonna get ready to assemble. Now you just want a small, like meatball size rice ball. You can definitely get in there with your hands if you want to judge to have them uniform. Just use an ice cream scooper. That is a great option. So I'm gonna kind of scoop that in here, and I've cut up mozzarella cheese sticks. Just a cheese stick I've cut up into little cubes. So we're going to insert that into the middle. Okay, and then just kind of squish it together so that the rice sticks all around your cheese. Okay, it might get loose, but when it cooks, it'll all come together. And then you're gonna just dip it in your egg wash. This is where it kind of falls apart a little. And then in your breadcrumb mixture. Now I did a test batch, so this was a little bit messy, but super simple and pretty quick. And there we go. Just kind of form it into a ball. And that's why you want to have a sheet pan or a baking dish on the side. So I'm just going to make about 5 of these will fit into the air fryer that I'm using. So you do want to preheat your air fryer. I put it on 375 for about 5 minutes to get it nice and hot. But using an air fryer instead of deep frying the rice ball in oil really cuts down on the fat content and really just takes this recipe and transforms it into a healthier version. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to be simple, and we're looking for healthier versions, but delicious foods that your family will love. Okay, so I have 2 here. This one came apart a little. If your kids are a little bit older and they want to help in the kitchen, this is something always fun to do. They like to get their hands in on the food, right? Okay, we'll put our cheese. I think I forgot to put cheese in that last ball. Okay, so you can use, like I said, I'm using jasmine rice. You can even use brown rice. If you have leftover risotto from a dinner the night before, that will work as well. So I will post the recipe that I'm sharing in the comments below, but again, you can use kind of your judgment. It's just the basic process that you can take with you. If you don't want to add peas, another great option that you can add in there is diced prosciutto, right? Just for, or you can chop up some ham even. We're gonna put our cheese in here. And I've also taken some tomato sauce and I've have that on the stove heated up because some people like to dip the rice ball in tomato sauce. And this is also great if you have leftover tomato sauce, maybe from like Sunday dinner. You can definitely freeze it, right? We're gonna talk about that next week, all about our meal prepping tips, and freezing is a big part of that. But sometimes you just have a little bit left over and say, what can I do with it? So you can save it for your rice balls. Okay, so let me wash my hands real quick. Okay, and what we're gonna do to get it nice and crispy is spray our pan. So I'm just gonna spray that with a little bit of olive oil spray. And we're going to add our rice balls right in. Okay. So we are going to set the timer 375 degrees. We're going to put it in the air fryer for 6 minutes. Then we'll take it out and we'll flip them for another 2. So it takes about 7-8 minutes per batch. And like I said, depending on how big your air fryer is, how many batches you get in. I did a pre-batch already, so this was one cup of rice, and it made 9 balls. I ate one to test it out because it was really good. But how beautiful is that? You can, and what, just some little tips for serving and making the presentation really pretty on your dinner table. This was just some parsley that I had in my fridge, so I put some parsley on the bottom of the plate. You can also take dried parsley, sprinkle that on your plate, and then plate the rice balls on top just like that. But it's all about presentation. And if you want to see what the inside looks like, we'll cut one open. Okay, so it's crispy on the outside, the rice is nice together on the inside, and there's gooey, ooey cheese right in the middle. So look in the comments below for the recipe, but it's basically your leftover rice with some Parmesan cheese, a little bit of butter and seasoning. You can use peas or not. Mix it into a ball, little piece of string cheese, dip it in your egg wash, dip it in your breadcrumbs, and pop it in your air fryer. Super, super simple. So I hope you enjoy it. Come back in the comments and let us know if you've tried it. And join us next week, because I'm really going to go into detail about several techniques and tips to make your meal planning and meal prepping really helpful for the weeks and for the months ahead. Have a great weekend.